Alright guys, so we're gonna talk about the most important thing when you're modding a keyboard, which is more on the switches, right? So I do have a longer video. I'll drop it in the link right over here. Okay. And the other area, I also have another video on stabilizers. I'll drop it right here as well. No, but for this one, we're going to focus on switches as well as some of the other basic stuff that you can do, which is like, for instance, foam and the Tempest mod or the masking tape mod. These are more for sound, right? And like, for instance, here I already have a switch, so let's focus that. So this one is a loop switch and this one is a non-loop switch. So right off the bat, like the most major thing that you can see here is actually the sound. So this one is the unlooped switch, this one is the non-looped. So of course these are RK reds, right? These are the stock ones. So you can immediately see that there's like, it's almost like no sound at all. Secondly, like these have been looped for like about a month now, and they're still so buttery smooth. Like this one, you can like immediately feel like there's like how do I explain it? You can feel the grain in the switches. This one is like it's like just buttery smooth, right? Buttery smooth. Okay, so let's do a quick keyboard test as well, so at least you guys can see the main difference. Let's just pop this back in. So first of all, we'll start with an unmodded keyboard. Let's bring it back here. And here we have the modded keyboard. So immediately, like once again, I'm just using the stock keys here, and the difference is quite major. Okay, it's got that thok. Like of course, you know, since we're just using like stock keys here, and you know we're trying to bring the price down, the thok isn't like as much as if you were to use like high-end switches or high-end stabilizers. But you know, we're gonna talk a little bit more about switches here in this video, so let's get started. Alright, so let's go through the materials that you would need, no? First of all, you need your lube, right? So this is Krytox 2005G0. I'll place the pricing and of course the link in the below. And then after that, you would need your paintbrush. I would highly recommend using a sharp one, so it's easier for you to really get in the switches, and you won't have to use as much lube, no? And you won't have to waste as compared to using a large paintbrush. After that, highly recommended is the switch opener. So you would just place it here, and then it would just open up. and this is actually this side can act as a holder as well, no? So while you're lubing it, it's just so much easier, right? And then of course, so this one I didn't buy at all, no? This is the RK switch puller that came with a keyboard, so totally free and very useful. I don't think you need to buy your own, no? And then after that, this one's totally optional. We have the acrylic plate, so what would happen is you would just place all your keycaps over here, and then as you disassemble them, it will just be so much easier, so you'll just be able to do them in batch, right? So that one's optional. This one's also optional but highly recommended. It's the clamp, so this is to hold the stem in place while you're lubing it with your paintbrush. At least you won't get grease in your hands. Okay, and then for the other mods, that one you just need your masking tape, right? Any basic masking tape, the wider the better actually. And then your foam, right? You can use any type of foam. I use EVA foam in our mod here. It's just to dampen the sound, but basically that's it, no? So let's go ahead and get started. So first things first, I do have a couple of cups that I got from my kids area, and then we're just going to we just need to pull out all the keycaps, no? So make sure that this is on the off position first, and then let's go and pull those out now. So let's take these magnetic clamps out. All right, let's start pulling. I didn't get any keycaps yet. No, I'm kind of torn as to like this Mario one or this carbon version one, but okay, we can do some magic. And there we go. So now I know why people always say, people have been looking at those acrylic covers, because like I said, this has only been a month, but man, we have a dog in the house. You don't see it underneath when the keycaps are on, but man, look at all that dirt that gets underneath, no? And the only way to clean this is if you take out all the keycaps, no? I also want to mention, like, these stabilizers are really wobbly. But anyway, let's go ahead and just clean these keycaps really quick. So I'm just using like an old paintbrush that we actually use in the house as a duster, just to take out all that dog hair and dirt that gets collected underneath. Alright, I forgot also, you have to pop off this skirt. There you go. So let's just pop that off as well. Sorry, my chair's a bit squeaky. And then from here, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take out all the switches now. So these are red switches. We're going to lube all of these switches. Let's fast forward this process. All right, and it's out. No, I intentionally left one key because I sort of wanted to show you, like, I've watched a lot of videos on this, and they just show you pulling it out, right? But since it's my first time, I sort of wanted to give you like a perspective from a beginner standpoint, no? So if you can see here, let me see if it's just focused, no? So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to like place it underneath this side, and then you see there's like a small white there, no? This white thing. So when you place it, it's supposed to press there, no? Oops. You see that? There you go. It's supposed to press down there to release the switch. So, and then from there you just pull it out, no? So if you can see here, so it's supposed to go underneath here, and then it's supposed to press that. Okay, so if you can see it there, you see that small flap. Okay, so you know, let's just clean it a bit more. I just usually use masking tape just to pick up any of the stray dirt and hairs. Okay, so actually, you know, I've actually been watching someone else's video. I believe, let me just open that video up. It's from Consumer Tech Review. So I do follow his channel a lot, and you know, and that's actually the one that I've been following for this. So you do have to remove a few screws here in the RK84. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 screws. Okay, and let me show you a trick now. So I do actually like making kalikot stuff, and this is what I usually like to do when I have screws. So I have sticky tack over here, just so the screws won't like roll away. You just place the head on top of the sticky tack. So let's go ahead and take this off. Okay, so we have 2 more screws to go. Let's place that in our sticky tack. Alright, and this is just supposed to pop out. Tama ba? Dapat. It's not coming out. Okay, there you go. Okay, and then they say there's supposed to be a cable. We have 2 cables here. One goes to the USB area, and then one goes to the power bank. So of course, let's remove the power. And there we go. Okay, so it's removed now. You've got the switches here. Okay, let's place this aside first. Let's place it on top of the switches, and let's clean this up a bit. There's like some dust inside of it. Okay, so I guess this is where we place the EVA foam, no? So this one should be fairly easy. Let's just make sure it's aligned. And then let's just press down on the corners. Oops, sorry, you can't see everything that I'm doing. So you just press down, right? So you can actually see the outline already, you know? Let's just press down there because it's going to leave an in. So if you can see, there's like a small indentation, which will make it easier for us to cut out the foam. So this is more of my understanding for the EVA foam. This is more of sound dampening. And you can use, like, I mean, it was just Christmas, so try to keep some of those toys that you bought your kids, and maybe you can just use the foam there, and you can save 25 pesos, right? Or 50 cents. So there you go. It's pretty fit. Just have to, we have like a little excess here, so let's just take that one out. And then there are these screws that we need to just press down on them. Okay, and then we can just use our X-Acto knife, just cut it right out. Once again, you don't have to make this like super nice, right? Because, you know, it won't be seen, right? So that's the first one. We need to make a short incision just to place the wires through as well. Yan. And then let's make one for the battery. Okay, and then now we want to be able to make the switch go through. No? So just take your X-Acto knife and then just make that indent. So you know we're cutting it. Alright, we're done with the base, no? I hope I got this right, no? Seems, you know, pretty secure. Let's place this aside. Now, I'm not so sure if I can also place EVA foam through here as well, no? Let me just get the sheet, no? Okay, looks like it can go through, right? So let's go ahead and do that as well. I believe the screws are here on this side. So once again, you know, I have my sticky tack. We're gonna use the second sticky tack that I made for this portion. Seems that there are 5 screws. Okay, one on each side and then one in the middle. There you go. And that is the chip that actually controls everything, no? So they just program that. Okay, let's place this PCB on the side. You know, I know we're supposed to pop out the stabilizers, but I'm gonna keep it there first, so at least I know the spacing of what I need to cut on. Alright. So let's get another foam. And the reason why I'm taping it is I don't want it to move. So the size is exact. And then from here, we can cut it from there, no? So I take it back. I want to take out the stabilizers. So in order to take out the stabilizers, I believe you're supposed to hit this. You see that small switch there? And then it just pops out on the top, no? So let's take that out first. So just hit it, pops out. So it is greased, no? I can feel some grease. I'm just gonna get some tissue. There you go. Now that it's aligned, let's place the tape. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna start. Ooh. So you can get this pre-cut. I'm just trying to bring the cost down as much as possible. I mean, our channel is called Tipid Tech Tips, right? So from here, you just get your X-Acto knife and you just start cutting away, you know? Okay. Let's make sure. I forgot there's a couple of indents here. This is for the screw. So let's cut that off first. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. One. 84 times more. 83 times more. So as you can see, it's fairly easy. I'm not going to record this whole process, but you just basically keep cutting until you get to the very end, So let's just fast forward this. All right. So here we go. Finally gotta cut everything, all the holes, and then we have the tape around it. I'm probably just gonna leave the tape on it. Alright, so now we move into the switches. So what you'll need is, of course, at the bare minimum, you need the lube and the paintbrush, right? So for this one, I'm using like a fine tip paintbrush. You'd want to use a small one. Optional is tweezers. It just helps this grabber thing. I've got acrylic board, and then this one will really help a lot. Is the switch opener, right? So particularly for the RK one, there are four um, latches around it, clamps, right? So basically what this does is it just pushes it up. So you can go anyway, as long as it hits those clamps. You can flip it around as well, um, and then you just gently push down, right? And then what I like to do is I like to keep my finger. Once it sort of pops up, it's not really totally popped off yet, and you sort of like just push it down, right? And then sometimes it doesn't pop off all the way, so you're gonna have to just use your finger, right? So it comes apart into three, so let's just split it up. You've got your cover over here, and then this white thing is the housing. You've got your switch. You've got your switch, and then you've got the spring, right? And then there's basically how it works is there's actually a circuit inside here, and then when this switch pushes it down, it pushes it to close that circuit over here. That's basically how the mechanical switch works, right? So now let's get into lubing. So the first thing that you want to do is, so what I like to do is I grip the bottom, okay, and then get some lube. And basically what you're lubing is you're lubing all the friction points, right? So as much as possible for the switch, you want to get this part because that's where it rubs against the housing the most, right? But technically this part also gets rubs as well, but this one, the left and the right one, it's the most important one now. So you just get a lube. A little goes a long way. I believe for like the 5 grams that I bought, this should be able to lube about 2 full keyboards. So once you have that fully lubed up, you're done for the switch. No, the next one that you gotta do is the housing. So of course, like I mentioned, the rails get the most, so you're gonna want to just like lube up and down that rail, right? So you lube that the most, and then you just want to get the bottom a bit, and then the switch here as well. So the switch gets pressed over here. You see those 2 ears? So you want to get those, and then the stem in the middle that holds the spring, right? Now you get the spring, and then you just get the bottom right here like that, and then just drop it in, and then you do the top. There you go. Now once that is done, you see here, you wanna put, so there's like an indent on the switch, right? You wanna make that facing the metal portion, right? The actual switch. And then what I do is I sort of test it so you can see it. There, you can see it. I'm pressing there. Once that is done, you get the housing, okay? and then you just shoot the switch in there. Okay, and then you can see like which side is which, right? So if you can see here, the holes should be aligned, like there's like a portion here with holes, right? And then you just push that in and then just go ahead and test it. So I was pretty skeptical because quite frankly, like I already liked the switches. Well, basically I had no point of reference, no. But if you compare the two, it's like this one has a little bit more catch, like you can feel the friction on it, and then this one it's just like buttery, you know. It's like it's just so smooth, right? So if you can hear also, this one's almost like I'm not so sure if you can hear it. No, there's like no sound to this one. This is the one that's lube, and then this one you can hear the clicking. So this one's like almost silent. Like actually it's silent, and then this one has one. Okay, so that's the main difference. So I actually I was skeptical at first with the lube, but not now. I'm not. No. So you just gotta do that, 80 plus more times. Okay. So I'm just gonna fast forward this for you guys. All right. So we're finally done. This took about 3 hours, like 2 Netflix movies, and like I mentioned, this is going to be more of an experience walkthrough, as well as a tutorial. And at this point, well, first of all, so I bought a 5 gram, what do you call this? The Krytox lube. And let me show you like how much of it is left. So I don't think there's enough for another keyboard here. I didn't like go super generous, but of course, like if you're going to do this much, this is an RK84, right? You're going to, you want to do it well. So you're not gonna like really scrimp out because sayang naman, right? For your time, no? Let's go ahead and attach these. So I'm gonna let me just show you. It's fairly simple. You just have to, there's the 2 pins in the bottom, and you can see the 2 pins in the over there. Sometimes it gets misaligned, no? You just have to pop it in, right? So just place it down and just start popping them in, no? So this one, fairly easy to do. You just keep doing this. I would recommend, like, once this is all done, plugging in your keyboard and testing all of them, because your keyboard does come with extra switches, right? The RKs, they come with extra 4 of whatever switch that you pick. Quite frankly, I wish they would like add like a little bit more. Maybe like one of each color, so at least you can test all of them, sort of like free taste. And there you go. Okay, so at this point, um, what you want to do is I have a keyboard tester that's out. You would want to test all of these keys before you start placing all of these. No. So let's. I've done that already. But just so it's easier for you to find all the keys. What I do is I do have the keyboard tester. So at least you're not screwing up where the keys are. Unless you you place your keys in order. Unfortunately, me, I just randomly drop them inside this bowl. So this is much easier. So at least you're using the keyboard tester just to see where all the keys are, right? And if they're in the proper, if you're placing the keys back in the proper order. All right. So let's talk about the whole process, no? For right off the bat, so I use the Krytox 25 G0. This is a 5-gram one, and with the 84 keys that I lubed, as well as the stabilizers. I don't have that much left, as you can see here. So definitely, especially if you're a beginner, I would definitely get the 5-gram one. No, the other one is there are actually cheaper options. I just haven't tried them. I'll drop like a link as well below, but I know there are like ones that are half the price. They're just not Krytox, right? Let me know if there's like some lubes that you would suggest in the bottom, right? Drop the link as well where you can buy them. But I would definitely try another, like maybe like a cheaper version of this. But overall, definitely like the Switch is like one of the simplest and easiest mod that you can feel a major difference right away. No, so definitely it's one of the major mods that you would do. Obviously, time consuming. No, and then while you're in there, place in foam as well. I used foam that I bought, but definitely you can use whatever foam you want, right? Since it's just there to lessen the sound when you're typing in the keyboard. No, so do the front plate and the PCB plate and the back, right? The back of the board. And while you're in there, masking tape, so cheap, just slap it on there. No, I placed that all in there. And lastly, if you like these videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. Definitely it's gonna make Baby Yoda very happy. And I would also like to say, like, we've finally hit 100 subscribers, so yay to the channel, and see you next time.